Absolutely. We'll start with you, Madam Chair.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis,
Aye.
Commissioner Corzan,
Aye.
and Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Then let us move on then to our celebration for this morning. Happy Filipino Heritage Month. And I will turn the program over to our chair for this celebration, Commissioner Susan Reyes. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday and happy Filipino American History Month. It's an honor to lead today's presentation celebrating the Filipino American brothers and sisters throughout public works. So this is a unique opportunity each year to recognize the accomplishments and hard work of just a few of the many Filipino American employees who are serving this department and the entire city of Los Angeles. For 30 years, October has been designated as Filipino American History Month in commemoration of the first Filipinos to arrive in Morro Bay in 1587. And this month was also chosen in celebration of the famed Filipino American labor leader, Larry Itliong's birthday. So it's an important time to honor and recognize the contributions of Filipino Americans, both past and present, who have exemplified extraordinary bayanihan for our community spirit, as we call it, to make a positive impact on society and enrich our nation. More than 500,000 Filipino Americans call Los Angeles County home, the largest population of Filipinos outside of the Philippines. We are the third largest ethnic group in California after Latinos and African Americans. Filipinos have played a significant role in LA's history. According to city historians, a Filipino man named Antonio Miranda Rodriguez was part of the 12 pobladores or settlers who founded Los Angeles in 1781. And we should be very proud of that. Since the very beginning, LA has a large and vibrant Filipino American community, and they have continued to make major contributions to the city's history, culture, economy, and much more. And for these reasons, it's so important to spend time this month sharing stories and reflecting on the Filipino American history that is often forgotten or goes untold. So now more than ever, we must come together in celebration of the many diverse communities that make Los Angeles a better place. This is also an ongoing opportunity, not just today, it's ongoing for us to recognize and celebrate the many Filipinos who are making meaningful contributions in our communities today. So this morning, you will learn more about a few of our Filipino American members of our public works who have made tremendous contributions to our city by enhancing the quality of life, economic growth, public health, and the environment of all Angelenos. This year, Mayor Garcetti and the City Council also honored the Los Angeles Filipino American City Employees, or LaFace, for its 40-year anniversary. LaFace is a city icon. It's a major affinity organization that fosters the advancement of Filipinos and other minorities in city services. As a proud Filipina American serving on the board of Public Works, it brings me great pleasure, great pride to see so many Filipino Americans serving this great city day after day, delivering outstanding services and rising in the ranks to become great leaders. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge Miguel Sangalang, General Manager of the Bureau of Street Lighting, who is the first Filipino American to lead the Bureau. He has also been my partner on the Filipino American History Month Planning Committee, leading the celebrations for this month. Thank you, Miguel, for all your hard work. So the Board of Public Works is honored to recognize some of these employees today, as I mentioned earlier, for their invaluable contributions to the Department of Public Works and to the City of Los Angeles. So now I'd like to invite our President Pro Temp, Dr. Mike Davis, to introduce our first honoree. Dr. Davis?
Thank you so very much, Commissioner Reyes, for the outstanding work you have done in helping to coordinate Filipino American History Month. It is for me a privilege to introduce the honoree from the Bureau of Contract Administration, Richard Taguba, who is our Senior Construction Inspector. Richard Taguba from the Bureau of Contract Administration exemplifies many of the positive attributes that we strive for as civil servants: patience, dedication, diligence, and integrity. As a senior construction inspector in District 3 and 5 of Metro West Division, Richard is the B Permits team leader who assigns and reviews work for his team, coordinates wet weather erosion control efforts, and represents Bureau in monthly Los Angeles substructure committee meetings. He also mentors and provides guidance to new and seasoned inspectors with peer review and continues to fulfill point of contact duties for the district, all while taking on the Venice Beach Oceanfront Walk Bollards project. Richard is an integral member of his inspection team where he leads by example and is a role model to his teammates. As if these professional accolades weren't enough, Richard is a man of deep faith who helps with many community-based initiatives at his church and exhibits kindness and empathy to all those who come across him. These qualities make him an exemplary public servant. Richard is a great asset to the Bureau of Contract Administration and to the City of Los Angeles. We are grateful for his service and happy to honor him today. John Reamer, our Chief Inspector for the Bureau of Contract Administration.
Well, good morning, and thank you, Dr. Davis, and to our department family, Madam President in her absence, our Vice President Villegas, and our commissioners, and to all of our bureaus. It is an honor to be here this morning, and let me first begin by congratulating all of the honorees on a very important day, Filipino American History Acknowledgement Month celebration. We all are so critically important to the fabric of this city, and certainly this body of people have added and continue to add a great impact to this city. I am honored today to speak on behalf of Richard. And as you were talking, Dr. Davis, I was looking at Richard and I just look at him. I mean, this is a man that carries himself with class, with dignity, with style. I spoke to his division manager yesterday, Roosevelt Bagby, and I said, tell me something about Richard. I've seen him. I read what we said, but tell me something about him. I mean, is he really all of that? And he says, oh, yes, he's a rising star. He's one of our senior construction inspectors. And, you know, I like to identify people with words. With Richard, I start with the title that we all have, that sometimes I don't know if we give it as much importance as we should, that of a civil servant. Richard is a servant. Richard gives of himself. As you alluded to, in his time spent with his church and his community, it doesn't stop there. It's with the city as well. Richard makes sure that he gives himself to the work. Richard is one who supports others. He doesn't bring to the project his want, his will. He brings to the project a listening ear. He wants to ensure that he understands what the needs are so that he can better, to go to that first word, serve his community. And ultimately, what Richard wants for everyone is success. He wants to ensure that every single person that he comes in contact with, they leave feeling like and knowing that they are better because of the interaction, be it the project or any concern that he might respond to. So Richard, I am pleased and proud of the Inspector of Public Works to honor you this day. Not only do you represent this Bureau in a phenomenal way in this department, in this city, but your heritage, your culture, your family. I'm sure they're all proud of you as we are, and I am just glad to be able to know that we serve together. So thank you very much for all that you do for the Bureau of Contract Administration in the City of Los Angeles.
Great.
Do we have any other speakers for Richard before we turn it over to him?
Yes, I would love for Peter Rhyu to speak. I know he doesn't want to, but oh, his hand is up. Good, Peter. Good, Peter.
Thank you, Mr. Reamer. Good morning, Madam Vice President, Commissioners, Dr. Campos, our General Manager, Mr. Reamer, distinguished Bureau representatives, guests. Everything you've heard about Richard Taguba in this recognition is absolutely and unequivocally correct and accurate, because we observe it every day. Richard embodies all that's good about civil servants and what we aspire in civil service. He comes to work every day, pandemic or no pandemic, and performs his work duties with the utmost professionalism and integrity. There aren't enough positive adjectives and superlatives to describe Richard, and we're very grateful for him being on our team. If I may, let me share a quick anecdote of Richard. Last May, he requested some time off to attend his daughter's graduation in Hawaii for a master's program there. And Richard informed me that he'll be flying out on Thursday night and he'd return on Monday. So in effect, he was only off one day, that Friday. I suggested that since he was going to Hawaii, he should, with his entire family, he should probably stay there a little longer. And he replied, in an incredulous tone, "Oh, is that okay?" And so it shows his dedication to his work and his team and his selfless attitude. So we very much appreciate his team leadership. This is why Richard deserves this recognition for his commitment to duty, honor, and service, which to him are just as important as providing our values of quality, opportunity, and compliance. We're here to recognize Richard as the Filipino American recipient for Bureau of Contract Administration as we celebrate his proud heritage this month. But we could easily be here to recognize him for Outstanding Employee of the Month or Year. Richard represents the Bureau of Contract Administration and this board in a way that should make all of us proud, and Richard should be proud of himself for his profound contributions. Thank you.
And now it's you, Richard.
Good morning, Madam Vice President, Commissioners, Bureau representatives, honorees Dr. Campos and Mr. Jordan. Sipag, sigasig, serbisyo, kabutihan at kapwa. To be, these are powerful and meaningful Tagalog words that I have learned early on in my life from my parents and family, my faith practice, and through my own experience. These 5 words translate to hard work, diligence, service, kindness, and kindred, and they aptly summarize my commitment to servanthood and work ethics. This recognition will forever be etched in my heart, making me both humble and proud as a Filipino American, a family man, a city employee, and a servant in ministry. This is not only a recognition for me, but of my ancestry and the values instilled in me as a Filipino. Woven into great opportunities and blessings that America has provided me. making me who and what I am now, and what I can still do. Excuse me. My earnest gratitude goes to Inspector of Public Works, John Reamer, for recognizing my humble work in the Bureau of Contract Administration and nominating me to the Board of Public Works acknowledgement of PhilAm employees' contribution in the city in celebration of the Filipino American History Month. My supervisor, Peter Rhyu, who made it all happen for his gracious testimonial and write-up of my accomplishments. And to my Division Chief, Roosevelt Bagby, who patiently mentored and guided me in deepening my knowledge and practice of public service. This recognition is shared with all my colleagues, support and management staff of the Bureau of Contract Administration, particularly my inspector colleagues in District 3 and 5 of the Metro West Division. I share this recognition with them, as this would not be possible without their support, teamwork, dedication, and professionalism. The recognition I am receiving now is one of the many fruits of all the enduring passion, unselfish sacrifices, and untiring commitment of each and every member of the Bureau in pursuit of its goals and mission. Accomplishments in work such as this will not be possible without a family that continues to embrace my own growth. So appreciation goes to my wife, Noriel, for her love, support, and understanding. And as the initiator of why I am here right now, employed in the best city in the world. To my children, Richard Jr. and Risha, who are my source of strength, all four of us working in government and public service. Thank you also to my family and friends who molded me from my humble beginnings in the Philippines to my journey as a Filipino American. Lastly, who I was, who I am now, and who I am yet to be is the plan of only the Great One who created me, and from whom all blessings flow. In my opening statement, I did not only use the word service, rather, I would like to highlight servanthood. For servanthood is service with a purpose, working effectively, passionately, and dedicatedly with our kapwa, or fellow men, to better the lives of others. Just like what the great Son of Man historically did for humanity 2,000 years ago. With all this said, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay.
Congratulations, Richard, and thank you to your team, the Bureau of Contract Administration. Let's give Richard another round of applause. And now I turn this over to our Vice President, Teresa Villegas, to honor Melvin Agagas.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Mr. Richard Taguba. Just such a big honor. It's beautiful listening to the accomplishments and to your career as well, and just to your acknowledgement to your family. It was beautiful. Indeed, a sincere congratulations.